Take a minute, right now, to think about what you've been doing for the past few minutes. You probably checked your Twitter post to see who liked it, or watched your favorite TV show, or maybe enjoyed a nice radio broadcast. When and wherever you are probably doing something to keep your mind away from the boring tasks you have to deal with on a daily basis. But have you ever thought about the people who are behind the technologies you're constantly surrounding yourself with?
If you are willing to give us a few minutes of your time, we will explain how we as a race evolved from cave paintings to the video you are watching now.
We interrupt your life for a breaking news report.
The president of Technology Incorporated has made a statement that has been released announcing that a new method of long-range communication has been created. Using this technology, I am able to send my voice from my location in the studio to your home using a newly discovered wave called the radio wave. This technology was discovered by a man named... What? How do I... Is it...
Guglielmo Marconi.
Great! Anyway, we will now return to your regularly scheduled programming.
Well, that happened, I guess. Anyway, the Italian creator, born April 25th, 1874, and died July 20th, 1973, was only 20 when he first discovered that signals could be sent wirelessly. He started by testing at short range and began to expand the distance that the signals could travel. After Marconi's invention became popular and was implemented into everyday life, the uses increased to match the demand for the new audience. Former President of the United States of America, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, began using radio as a medium for his evening address called Fireside Chats.
The first of 31 chats was delivered on March 12, 1933, addressing the banking crisis, which led to around 4,000 banks closing in the early 1930s. These chats were an effective method for communicating with the citizens of America because at the time, most households were acquiring a radio. Along with the fireside chats, radio was also used as a method for entertainment. One of the most popular examples of this in modern times is music, but when radio was newer, it was commonly used for radio shows. One of the most infamous radio shows was War of the Worlds, directed and narrated by Orson Welles. The show was intended to be delivered like an actual alien invasion was taking place.
On October 30th, 1938, a breaking news report was announced interrupting the evening of many Americans with news of an alien invasion in New Jersey. Many news outlets reported that this event caused mass panic, but only a small percentage of the 12 million viewers believed the story, and even a smaller amount began to panic.
With that out of the way, it's time for a commercial break.
Are you tired of listening to your favorite shows? Do you want to waste your time in a more entertaining way? Come on down to Generic Names Used Goods Store. We have radios with screens. You want to see the people doing your radio programs but with no color? We will take that from your imagination and ruin all of your favorite childhood shows with new adaptations that make a joke of the whole series. Come on down to Generic Names Used Goods Store, where we ruin children everywhere by inspiring violence.
Despite bad reboots and controversies that plague every new technology, television brought a whole new level of entertainment and news delivery. The earliest television was invented by Philo Taylor, a 21-year-old man who lived without electricity until the age of 14. Early televisions were mechanical and relied on a system of discs with holes in them.
To transmit to the television, a camera was placed in a dark room and a light was placed behind the disc, which would rotate to make a frame of a picture. It wasn't too long before we switched to the electronic televisions. Electronic televisions are vastly superior and rely on a technology called a cathode ray tube, along with two or more anodes.
The cathode ray tube is a heated filament enclosed in a glass tube. A cathode releases a beam of electrons into the empty tube, which is a vacuum. The electrons were negatively charged so that they would be attracted to the positively charged anodes found at the other end of the CRT, which is the screen of the television.
As electrons are placed at one end, they were displayed on the other end, one line at a time. Firing electrons would make an image, so the inside of the screen was covered in phosphor so the electrons could paint a picture on the screen, one line at a time. Firing of electrons is controlled by two Stirling coils. Both coils use magnets to push the electron beam to the desired location on the screen. One coil pushes the electrons up or down, and the other pushes them left or right. The invention of television allowed countries to be aware of news outside their town's newspaper. Television also made it possible to record important news and history with ease. The moon landing is an important example of this. Television is also used to inform about great tragedy. 9/11, the Challenger rocket, and the death of Princess Diana are some important examples of how the world can be united by a small box. That brings us to the modern day. Now we have the internet and all of the benefits associated with it. Until the next major advance in entertainment technology, this has been Ash and Ethan. Have a wonderful day.